He's like, you can take your weird ass guitar and get the fuck out of here.
And the reason they're upset is because you caught them taking advantage of you.
The Know Your Gear podcast.
I've never done this before, but I wanted to react to a video. And I don't know why this video just got me. I just watched it. I wanted to let you know this is a channel, a YouTube channel. I don't even know if he has a couple hundred subscribers. The video, I think the initial video had 40 views. So why it came in my feed or why I saw it, I don't know. But it really spoke to me. So let me tell you what happened. I was watching a video and I watched them back to back. So essentially this guy on YouTube, I don't want to call him a YouTuber. He's just a guy who made some YouTube videos. So let's watch the vid and then I will talk about it.
And this one, I mean, if I depress the bar, then it, hear the clink. It has been that way for every nut I've had on this thing. And you might say, well, you must not be seeing a very good person, are you? This has now been the fifth person I'm taking it to. They installed this bone nut in definitely the most expensive place I've been to.
Okay, so as you know, this nice gentleman named Patrick has made this video and he's talking about how he has this Particicaster. It's essentially a Strat body, a Strat neck put together, had scallop frets, and he's having issues. The nut is obviously it's tinking, right? Pink, right? Because it's sticking in the nut. And so he had 4 different shops cut him a nut. And I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, this is funny. I have a theory. Just watching it, I had a theory. The theory was that the string trees were the issues. First of all, I've dealt with scallop guitars many times. I've owned the Yngwie Strat. I currently own a scallop guitar. I've worked on a lot of scallop guitars. And scallop guitars add a different problem to the mix. And one of the problems is the way the tension is applied to the nut. It's a little bit of a finicky mistress. And there's a reason why I think like Yngwie puts a brass nut on there, not only for sound, but also because of that reason. It really does change how it works, the string and how the string tension works, because the fact that when you play on the scallop, you have a different attack, a different touch. So I was looking at that, and the first thing I thought, if you watched, is it had 2 nuts, and they were Tusk, the brand Tusk or Graph Tech. And I was like, yeah, I think he needs to, so my first initial thought was he needs to do one of 2 things, which is going to sound funny in a second. Remove the nuts and just play the guitar. And I think that would fix it. At the very least, he needs to remove the nut. Sorry, what did I say nut? The string tree. He needs to remove the string trees, and at the very least, the string tree that's on the G and the D string. So definitely remove the string tree. That would be my, if he brought the guitar to me, that's how I was watching the video. Like, what would I do if this is my customer? He would bring it to me and I would say, I would take the guitar and I would take both the string trees off and see if that fixed the problem. If it did fix the problem, great. Then if it did fix the problem, I would probably put the one for the E and the B back to see if that's fine. And if that worked fine, great. But if not, I would leave them both off. If that didn't fix it, the other likely problem is that the string trees need to be lower. They need more downward pressure. If you look at the ones, the string trees he's using look like this. Let me show you one. Here's one right here. This is the same string tree he was using. You see how tall it is. So I was like, oh, okay. So either remove it, which could be the fix, or lower it. So here's why I'm saying this. In that particular guitar, because guitars they're more than just mechanical pieces. There's a little bit of finesse that has to be done. So the irony is it needs either more tension past the nut or less, right? And generally speaking, I'd probably say more, if I was going to guess more, but I've had it work both ways. So in other words, I might take the string tree for the E and the B and lower it. And on this one, it's super easy to lower because it's a material like a nut material. So you sand the bottom. So I'd take this, I'd put a sheet of sandpaper and I would just sand this. As you can see, it's in my hand. I'm trying to let you guys see it. I'd sand it like this on a flat surface, and I'd sand this down and lower it, right? No reason to get a new string tree. These work great, and just lower this. I would lower the one for the E and the B string, and then I might even remove the one for the G and the D. It might even not need that. That's how I would fix that problem. Now, why am I talking about this today? Well, he made another video. This was a month later, but in my world, they were back to back, as you know, because I didn't see the video a month ago. I saw it recently. Okay, so he makes the second video. He got cursed out by the guitar store. So he took this guitar to another guitar store. So it's not like he's taking the guitar back. He's taking it to another guitar store, and I'm just going to paraphrase the story. He goes in there, and this is what they do. They cut a new nut. They do a full setup, so they charge him for a full setup, and then they replace those two string trees with new string trees. As you look here, these are the Fender style ones that are the bent metal right here. And you can see these are actually taller. This is actually making the situation worse, in my opinion. Because these are higher than what the other ones were. So what he doesn't say in the video, I watched it, he doesn't really say if this actually fixed the problem, because he's really kind of focused on the fact that he was told to F off and get out of their store. And for the record, just so you guys know the whole story, the store owner, I don't know if it's the owner, store employees basically told him to get the F out of the store, take his crappy guitar, and I'm paraphrasing again, and his weirdness, and get the hell out of the store. And of course, as you can imagine, as a customer, he's more fixated on that than he is on whether or not they solved or didn't solve his problem. They didn't charge him because he paid with emotional trauma. So emotional trauma, I'm sure it's pretty hard to ring somebody up and emotionally traumatize them at the same time by saying, hey, you're a piece of crap, and also it's a $139.95. So anyways, I thought it was interesting because I wanted him, I don't know if he'll ever see this, maybe I'll take this clip and message him with it, and send it to him. I wanted him to know, because I got the sense that he was a little upset from being basically told to get the F out of somebody's store and basically your crappy guitar. And I want you to know that regardless, I don't know the story he's talking about. I don't know them. He mentioned they were close to him, and if you did some research, you could probably figure it out. I didn't try to figure it out. What I will tell you is this. I was obviously a guitar tech for a very long time. If you brought me the guitar, I would have never stuck new string trees on it, no matter what. I would have, first of all, the ones they put on, even if for some reason I was totally wrong and these didn't need to be lowered or removed and go the other way. Let's say that the tech that did the work knew he was right and I'm wrong, and these need to be taller. There's a spacer for this. There's a way to raise this. In fact, all you have to do is either sand it down and then use a shorter screw and lower it, or there's a spacer that you should have. I mean, I have 1,000 of them, and I'm not even doing daily repairs anymore. And he could have extended this. They did not need to charge you for new parts. So you're correct in feeling like they were taking advantage. And the reason they're upset is because you caught them taking advantage of you. I listened to the story. I'm not saying, look, I didn't hear the other side of the story. There's always two sides, and maybe he did bring some more drama to the situation. But I will tell you that when you were explaining, when Patrick was explaining what they did, as someone who does what they do, I was like, no, that's not the course of action I would have took. First of all, I wouldn't have added more problems, and I wouldn't have added more cost than I needed to your situation. So, and there was more to the story about how they broke a string, and then they had to order a string and take a month and all this other stuff. Or maybe that was one of the other stores. He's having a lot of experiences. He did say he can do setups. What I will tell you also is, obviously, look, my videos are free. Okay, so I'm just telling you, the videos are free. Okay, Patrick, if you see this video, if you can do setups, I promise you could do everything they did for you, you can do. In fact, I have videos where you could do your own nut slots with just a guitar string and some sandpaper. And here's what I'm going to tell you. He told me, and this is why I really want to talk about this. He didn't tell me anything. He told the video, he said that they were trying to charge him $150. Patrick, that's a $10 nut. You could have bought 10 of them, fucked up 9. You still had $50. And I can't imagine that if you worked on 8 of those pre-slotted nuts, by the 8th one, if you don't have it down a little bit, I would imagine, and based on their work of what you're showing us, they couldn't do much better than you. So,
excellent point, by the way. I really appreciate the point. I could buy a bunch of pre-slotted nuts and just keep trying them. That's a good idea. I should have went with that. Because I did try a few times, but I just felt like it's over my head. I can't figure it out. I'd say I gave up too soon. On my video blog, I always talk about how I'm just not handy. I find all the wrong ways to do things. But just in pure microeconomics, it's like you can get pre-slotted nuts for what, $10 or $15. Get a bunch of them and then just try one after the other.
I'm just saying, I think sometimes when I see stuff like that, I used to just watch that, internalize it, and go on my day. And then I thought, you know what? I have a channel. I have a platform. Why don't we talk about this? Why don't we share this? So that's why I'm sharing with you guys. I think it's a cool story, interesting story, not cool like, that way, but to talk about. And also, I think it's not right. It's not right how they treated you. And I know you're probably full of a little doubt about, whether or not you deserved it or not, because you kind of said that. I'm going to say, nope, they could have easily used what you had. And they didn't have to put new parts on. That was definitely, they were just taking advantage of when you caught them or when you were upset about it. They didn't like being questioned and they didn't like being caught. If you like this podcast clip, you can watch the full episode by clicking here, or you can watch another video if you want to click here. And as always, I want to thank you for your time. Until the next time, know your gear.